am live with Marland Burke this evening. Now, we have been friends for quite a few years here on
Yeah.
Facebook. I've followed this gentleman. It started out with the Thrive thing. I saw you at one time doing that, and but I followed your career too because I couldn't help but notice some real intriguing things about your journey, your career, your professional. I mean, there's so many things. I'm just going to give our viewers a chance here to catch up and get on with us, Marland. What time is it there right now? It's 8 o'clock,
It's 8:15. Yeah,
and
8:15.
you just got into Atlanta, so I know you've been traveling and on the road.
Hmm.
So, well, I want to say thank you from all of us Canadians here watching you. Um, some of his accolades and movies that Marlon's done, you guys, I know there's some women out there that don't want to admit they went to go see it, but Magic Mike with, it wasn't Matthew McConaughey, it was the other Channing.
It was, yeah, Matthew was in it as well, though.
Oh, he was.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I have 5 kids, so I don't get a minute to watch something like that.
No,
But
well, I get it.
not only that, but you were in the movie, a couple different movies. So anyway, first of all, let's push that aside for a minute. Give us a little bit of your background, your history, Marland.
Oh
Just
man,
life in general.
yeah.
Who is Marland Burke?
I'm the youngest of 5 kids. I grew up in Poughkeepsie, New York. Man, such a long, such a so much to say. Um, since I was 6 years old, my parents were taking veterans. My dad's a Vietnam veteran. My mother's from the Dominican Republic, and till this day they still do. So, since I was 6 years old, I've been exposed to helping out and giving back just by seeing my parents with the veterans. Making breakfast for them, and I think that's kind of where I got my soft heart. Um, but I ended up, growing up and leaving from there, moving to Hampton University or Hampton, Virginia. I went to Hampton University, graduated college there, and then went to the Tampa Bay Rays professional baseball team as a strength conditioning coach. From there, I met a guy named Channing Tatum who introduced me to acting and put me in Magic Mike, and that's when I got bit by the picked up and moved to California, started a family, married my girlfriend, now my wife. Um,
Beautiful woman, by the way, just gorgeous woman.
oh man, yeah, she is inside and out, inside and out.
Yeah.
Um, and then I ended up having a daughter who's 9, and then I just had twin girls. But with that journey, me saying all that, what I want to really say who Marlon is, since I was 6 years old and giving back, that has never left me, even though I've had a lot of careers in my life. So to this day, presently, I'm still acting, but I'm still involved with my church, the youth group there, the inner city kids in California, trying to start something with the foster care department because I feel that it's very important for definitely the young girls, but the young men to understand what it means to grow to be a young adult male. Um, I was a foster parent for some time, for almost 8 years. I had 5 young boys living in my house from 17. I'm sorry, from 13. Some of them left at 17, and some of them ended up leaving at 21 once it went to adult care. Still in touch with them today, but that's always been my thing that drove me was to give back to kids, to give back to my community because I feel without community, there's no jobs, there's no us, there's no existence. I am a Christian, and try to stay in the Bible as much as possible because that helps keep me focused and guided. Um, and some of my friends aren't Christians, some of them are just spiritual, some of them are non-believers, and that's fine because there's something you can learn from everybody, I believe, and I believe that um, the minute we think that we're superior in our thought process or our work ethic, then somebody else is start losing. So ultimately, I just think it's a beautiful thing to care about people and try to give back. Am I perfect? Not at all, but I try to live my life every single day the best way I can, in the right direction. So,
Marlon, what's your share with us your morning routine when you get up? What do you like? What drives you? What's your success pattern in the morning?
literally, so I just started getting up at normally I get up at 4:30, but now I've been starting getting up at 3 a.m. to try to make my mental even stronger. But the first thing I do is I open my eyes, and since that happens, I thank God before I even get out the bed. I simply say, "Thank you for waking me up today." 'Cause I kind of feel it's kind of, I guess, I don't know, arrogant to think that I have tomorrow just granted to me, you know. So I thank Him for waking me up. I sneak out the bed without waking up my wife, sneak down the stairs without waking up my kids, and then right now I'm currently going through. Uh, I was reading the Bible, but now I'm doing a devotion. It's called You Bible. So
Yeah.
I put up my phone and I look at the daily devotion, read that, and then I'll click on scripture, try to meditate on that. Meditating on that scripture to me is just simply trying to understand it,
Yep.
because I think it can be misunderstood depending on what you're going in life and what you want to hear. Then I get dressed, drink a Celsius, and go to the gym. And then I try to get back home by 7:30, the latest, to help get my 9-year-old ready for school. Yeah.
What's what's some of your tips in life? Take a moment here and think about, the things you've accomplished, your wins and your fails, and what would be something you'd want to pass on to any young person that's going through a really difficult time right now?
Yeah. That touches me because I know that there is somebody that's going through a difficult time, a young adult or whoever. But man, it's so hard because there's so much I would want to say. I guess the one thing I would say is, you're not the only one who goes through it, who has a hard time. Um, you're not the only young adult. There's adults. I go through it. I'm going through it right now, like leaving my family, but I have to go to work. But understand, I guess, that there's always somebody that has it worse than us. No matter what we're going through, there's always somebody that looks at you and says, "Man, I wish I had their life." You
Mhm.
might not see it, but you have to constantly remind yourself to keep a perspective of other people's lives who have it worse than you. Because no matter how bad we feel we have it, no matter how depressed we are, there's somebody else out there that feels worse, and you got to push yourself. I mean, I experienced depression once, and I diagnosed myself because
Yeah.
I woke up, I went through my routine, got in the car, drove to the gym, and then just started crying and drove back home and just slept for hours. Didn't want to talk, put a hood on, and I didn't know what it was. My wife was like, "What's the matter?" I was like, I don't know," but I was depressed.
Mhm.
And when I realized that I was depressed and I wasn't my normal self, I forced myself to do things that I didn't want to do, meaning get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to do it, but I do it to push myself to be stronger, to understand that there's somebody who has to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go make 9.50 an hour to provide for their family.
Right.
So I guess ultimately I would just say, just understand that you're not the only one. Push through and know that there's somebody that out there that's looking at you saying, "Man, they have it so good." And that
Yeah.
might be hard to comprehend because you're in that hard moment. But the minute you, I'll say this, the minute you look back at your the things that you've been blessed with. So for me, I would say God has gotten all of us through 100% of our struggles, because we all go through struggles, but we're still here.
Yeah.
It might be a different struggle we're facing, but we're batting 100 for 100. By
Yep.
not giving up, by waking up. Um, and I think if we can understand that we've been 5 years ago, somebody who's going through a hard time right now, 5 years ago, um, they were going through hard times then with something else, but they
Yeah.
got through it. You got through it. You got to look back. You have to look back at um, uh, the blessings that you were given, the things you prayed for or asked for, and you got them. Because it's
Yeah.
so simple for us to say, "Oh, I want this, I want that," and then we get it. As soon as we get it, we're on to the next thing. And then 5, 10 years later, we forget about
We
that
forget.
that, that one thing we wanted. I
Yep.
know it's crazy. So yeah, you got to do that. You got to check yourself. Write down how many times things were hard and
Yeah.
how many times things were good. Try to remember. So, yeah. I can keep going on and on. When it comes to
I love it. I love it. And that's, you know, I have 5 kids. I'm in the same boat as you. I've got little ones looking up, and some days are rough.
yes.
And right, you're so
And,
right. And we have a vision board. I don't know, do you have anything like that for the family? Do you have like a vision board or a dream board or anything like that?
well, so yes, we do. I should say yes, I do. Um, on my kitchen table, I have a calendar, and on that calendar, my dream board, I have it's the board. The calendar is my dream board. It's just a basic calendar you get from, the library, something like that, Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
And on each month, I write down the things that I want to try to achieve, in just a small little corner. But then I look at every single day and make sure, if today's the first, I do
Yeah.
my prayer. I pray for that thing I want. I give thanks for me receiving it at some point in my life, and I put an X. And if you look at that calendar and see at the end of the month how many times you skip days, it helps you refocus yourself. So I do the X, and my kids see that. So I tell them, you have to have something like that you're reaching for. They're not there yet. They're like, yeah, whatever, Dad, you're whatever. But I know at some point they will, hopefully see that that's what Daddy does every month, and he has his dream. So let me do it. But I haven't seen them do their own dream board. But I share mine with them.
Tell us about your project, Lago.
Oh man, Lagos. Wow, yeah. Oh man, that's such an so I modeled as well, and I modeled for Lagos testware a year ago, and I fell in love with the product. Um, but more than anything, I fell in love with the mission of the company that's starting
Right.
the project, which is Lunya. Um, the owner, Ashley, she's just an amazing person who wants to change the world, and I think it was such a blessing for me to fall into her hands.
Yeah.
Lago is a men's sleepwear that will be coming out soon, and I just had my hands on it with given my thought process on certain things of the
Mhm.
development of it. Um, but more than anything, it's allowing me to have a platform to try to reach young men in the community
Yeah.
and explain to them, years ago, well, let's say right now, people will go, "Oh, that's pajamas," and if a man said, "I have to go buy some pajamas," most young men would go, "Pajamas? You wear pajamas?" Da, da, da. But if you think about it, one, that's why it's called sleepwear for us. If you think about it, when you go for a meeting, go for an interview, you wake up in the morning, you get dressed a certain way. When you go to the gym, you get dressed a certain way. You get dressed ready for success in that thing that you're going to accomplish that day. So when we come home, why would we not put
Dress
something
and
on?
let.
Exactly, exactly. And um, I think that when you have um, a product that you're putting on that represents you, and you feel like you represent it, it makes you feel and think a certain way.
Yeah.
So I think it all definitely starts with sleep. Success starts with sleep. Even though I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, but I'm trying to be getting to bed by 9, at
Right.
the earliest. Um, because when your body's sleeping, that's when it heals. Just when your mind heals. So
Yeah.
Lago will be launching sometime soon, within the next few months, I believe. Keep your eye out for it. But they're doing an amazing job, and for them to allow me to just have a little piece of involvement with it, it's amazing. It really is amazing because it's not just about the sleepwear. It's that the sleepwear is just something that complements the platform that it's giving for us to reach out to the world and try to help young girls and help young men and help
Yeah.
men my age as well to understand, because nowadays, you know, the modern man, he's a dad, or
Yes.
he's he's a worker with no kids, but he might have a girlfriend, and
Right.
then he goes to the gym and he cleans her dishes,
Yeah.
he does laundry. The modern man has changed over the past, 10 years ago. The modern man wasn't what he is.
My husband tonight put to bed all 4 kids so that I could
Exactly.
do 2 interviews. So
Yes,
yes,
that's what it is, and that's what people tend to think that, oh, it's her job, this is his job, but I believe that when you are in a relationship, whether you have kids or not, it's not about this is, oh, she does that or he does that.
yeah,
It's we care about each other, so we pick up where we need to pick up at.
right.
That's what it's about. And I mean, him putting down 4 kids, or 5. We say he put down 4 or 5 or 5.
4,
4.
4.
Him doing that, I'm sure that's not the only thing he did today. But you
Wow.
guys have a union, man. Like, let's do this together. Let's do it
Yeah,
together. He's
yeah,
definitely a Lago man, and the beautiful thing about Lago represents water. So this product is basically saying that anybody, any male, any shape, height, muscles, skinny, whatever, this fits your body.
right.
It's a
Yeah.
representation of body of water, which is so good because I don't know, water is such a key thing in our life. So
Flowing like water.
absolutely,
As soon
absolutely.
as you learn how to let go and flow like water, which is
That's
what I
right. That's right. You got to do it, man. It's so true. It's so
Marland, I want to thank you so much. We've planned this for a while now. You have
yeah.
been an inspiration to me on social media, an inspiration to a lot of young people. I see the comments, I see the posts. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh,
Give your
thank you for
family
having
a
me.
big hug.
Yes,
And bedtime is pretty soon for you because it's going to be 9 o'clock there soon. And that's
it
when you.
is. It is. I have an audition tomorrow, so I flew up here, so I gotta be fresh and ready for tomorrow. And there's another show coming out that you guys should check out as well. It's called Outer Banks. It'll be out. It's on Netflix. It comes out fall 2020. Really great actors, phenomenal actors in it. Check it out. They're great.
Okay.
Yeah, beautiful thing.
Is there anything, any last words you want to share with our viewers tonight? We always have people that pop on and replay videos later on Ripple Effect. Is there
Yeah.
anything else you can share with our viewers?
The most important thing to me that I'd want to share with you guys is well, two. One, if there's anything that I could ever pray for you guys, please post on your social media or whatever. Reach out to me, get it to me, whatever. Because I would love to pray for anybody. And the other thing is, like, just be a great representation for people. Try, because we all drop the ball, but just try. And if we try, it's the least we can do. So that's
Yeah.
all I want to say. And go after your dreams. Of course, everybody knows go after your dreams. And the beautiful
Yes.
thing about dreams is there's not one set path you have to take to get there, which is yeah.
Thank you so much. This is
Thank you.
Marland Burke, a professional actor, a model, and a father of 3, and also a foster parent
Yes.
to
Yes.
many kids. So thank you so much, Marland. Have a good rest tonight, and best wishes for your day tomorrow.
Thank you. Same to you as well. Thank you so much for doing what you do. It's a beautiful thing.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
All right. Bye-bye.